Brought out the pink Lamborghini, just a race with China. What the race to China? Just a race in China. Little bad Trini bitch, but she mixed with China.
Let's go ahead and get into the Bill Gates situation. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this article from the New York Times. And the headline from this, before we talk about him still wearing his wedding ring, hard for people to eat outdoors. It said C-19 is now over with and a lot more people eat outdoors. You know, it's kind of been the thing that people may not want to be eating outside with the cicadas.
Yes, definitely. I definitely know that, like, everybody, especially my family especially, has been, like, ever since the panorama has been getting a little bit more lightened up and stuff, that they just want to go outside. They want to eat outside restaurants. I mean, you just got done talking about how I had a late Mother's Day with my mom, and it was outside on the balcony. It was beautiful. So I just couldn't imagine while we were eating our pizza and we had extra cicada toppings, you know, like it just...
Not the cicada toppings. Cicada toppings for me. See, no, we're good on that. So that's a cicada talk. That like makes my skin crawl, like just thinking about cicadas. Yeah. Like, I don't know, but I'll let them be. I mean, nothing is worse to me than like bumblebees. I'm not a bee person. Those type of like flying insects I can't get with. Spiders, you know, typical things that scare me. But it seems like you're not scared of those.
It's the circumstances. So like, if I'm at a restaurant outside, I'm not expecting to have cicadas fly all over my food. I can see that being very unpleasant. But like, if I am going on the buck safari, I'm the first one there, you know. Okay, so you gotta have your mind right, like, okay, we're gonna go look out, you know, your aunt's like, we're gonna go do this thing, you're excited, you're geeked up. Then that seems like that's more of a setting for cicadas, which is fair. Very fair. Okay. All right, so that's the cicadas, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into Mr. Bill Gates. Now, our last Bill Gates video did some numbers, didn't it? It definitely did. It was interesting. I knew it was going to because of the topic, though. That topic was very juicy. And this topic still is. It's just unfolding. It's unfolding. And definitely, you know, messing with his career is definitely, you know, this is, we have a couple of comments about the cicadas. Yeah. Just fry them up, put some hot sauce on them from BB Bean. Hello, BB Bean. I don't know if maybe the hot sauce with the crunch of maybe a piece of chicken. I don't know. And then Emma L says, hello, what is up, Emma L? Hello to you, my dear. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the Bill Gates situation. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this article from the New York Times. And the headline from this, before we talk about him still wearing his wedding ring, which is a little bit interesting, because that's the topic for today, is his historical past of being messy, basically, saying that he had a questionable behavior and reputation even before all of this. And it's like there's something like everybody knew about, but it's like now it's starting to come to limelight. To the point, yes, he was kicking it with Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, I was just like, when I saw it. Yeah, it says long before the divorce, Bill Gates had a reputation for questionable behavior. Melinda Gates voiced concerns about her husband's relationship with Jeffrey E. and harassment claim against his money manager. He also had an affair with an employee. Look at that face. Look at Uncle Bill. Yes, playa. Okay. So, you know, when I first read this article, the more we get deeper into Bill Gates' story, the more I can see why Melinda might want to separate from someone who takes part in some of these questionable behaviors. Okay. And, you know, I can see it being very, I can see it maybe being embarrassing for her, you know, for colleagues of her husband knowing about multiple affairs and others that are in her close circle, knowing how her own husband interacts with his own employees, you know. Look at Bill. Look at him. He over there like, hello employees. That picture she looks scary in that picture. It's just some he over here. BB Bean says, if it's the world's richest man cannot keep a woman happy, who can? Oh my God. They talk about the high value men cheating and wanting to use their options when it looks like he loves to use his options. Sarah said, LOL. Mm-hmm. It seems like Bill Gates is going to be getting loose. So let's go ahead and get into these allegations that you were alluding to that you read in this prior article because we want to know. So it says in 2018,
Miss French Gates wasn't satisfied with her husband's handling of a previously undisclosed sexual harassment claim against his longtime money manager. According to two people familiar with the matter, after Mr. Gates moved to settle the matter confidentially, Miss French Gates insisted on an outside investigation. The money manager, Michael Larson, remains in his job. So the first claim is this. They're basically saying that his money manager had a harassment claim against him, and Melinda didn't like the way that Bill handled that claim. And long story short, the man still was working there. So that really answers your question here, correct?
Right. So wait, so Michael Larson is a man?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Bilby's plan. I see. Definitely. That's definitely like some allegation. I feel like the more we talk about it, the more I'm getting more of a picture. And it's like, oh, this is unfolding more than I expected. But I think now is the claim, okay, wait. I don't think it's between Bill and the manager engaging. Okay, wait, because it said, wait, let me reread this.
No. Okay, so I got it. So basically, Bill's money manager got accused of doing something to someone else.
Okay.
And Bill didn't let him go or handle it properly.
Now I'm getting it. I get it now. Okay.
And that made Melinda upset. So she did her own investigation on Michael Larson himself.
Alrighty. I thought the sexual harassment.
I thought Bill was getting loose with I thought Bill was going both ways. That's okay, but.
And then I thought the money manager was like some like a lady that had out a sexual harassment or something like that. But no, now that you clarified it for me, I definitely see it now. All right, but still some juicy tea.
That's juicy.
That's
juicy. It says on at least a few occasions, Mr. Gates pursued women who worked with him at Microsoft. Mr. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, according to people who directly knew them and their overtures. So
this really shows kind of a little bit of a window in the work environment in Bill Gates' company.
He wasn't keeping it healthy.
No.
It was just wealthy.
Yes.
Well, it's just not healthy. It says in 2019, Microsoft's board of directors, on which Mr. Gates sat, an open investigation into one of the cases after being notified he had sought to initiate an intimate relationship with a company employee. Let me read that again. In 2019, Microsoft's board of directors, on which Mr. Gates sat, opened an investigation into one of those cases after being notified that he had sought to initiate an intimate relationship with a company employee in the year 2000. Frank X. Shaw, a Microsoft spokesman, said on Sunday. The board hired a new law firm to investigate. The following year, Mr. Gates stepped down from the Microsoft's board. Now, this is Bill Gates' own claims. Right. That when he was sitting on the board, when he sat on the Microsoft's board of directors in 2019, he tried to open an intimate relationship with someone at the company.
Wow.
So Microsoft is his. We know he created it, but, they buy it, they sell it, they give other people positions. So it was his, but he was still cutting up. He liked to touch on the ladies or something. He liked something.
Definitely. That's where I was getting. So he was touching on the ladies in his own company. Correct. Oh, alleged.
Allegedly. It says there was an affair among almost 20 years ago, which ended amicably, said Bridget Arnold, a spokeswoman for Mr. Gates. Gates' decision to transition off board was in no way related to this matter. Okay,
so it's like it seems like it could be, but they're saying that it isn't.
Yeah, so but I think that it's something onto this. It's something onto this. So Sarah's laughing.
Right.
Sarah, this is bloody. BBB said, "Oh, I was confused. I thought you were saying Bill was bisexual." That's what I was saying. That was very confusing the way that they wrote that. I was like, yeah. This is some good tea.
We both were doing it.
Yeah, I was like, at this point, we not judging. We wouldn't be surprised. We never know. We never know. Listen,
with money, things get a little funny.
Listen, it's okay. So now let's get to the Epstein drama. It says, there then was Jeffrey Epstein, whom Gates got to know in the beginning of 2011, 3 years after Epstein, who faced accusations of trafficking of girls, pleaded guilty to soliciting prostitution from a minor. Miss Gates had expressed discomfort with her husband spending time with the offender. So to me, this seems like Melinda has been expressing that Bill is not the man who he said he was, or he was cracked up to be. He's becoming an old, dirty old man.
Yeah. I think, with power and definitely having power for such a long time, you know, things start to change probably. And I feel like, I honestly did, like I said earlier, I think that Melinda was getting a little bit embarrassed.
Yeah, it's too much. She seems like she's overall a good, we don't know her, but she's a good lady. Obviously, she's married to a millionaire. We all have our faults. But it seems like, she tried to stick it, the affairs with Ann Winbaugh probably was that. That was probably something she agreed to and was fine. It probably would have been fine. But now it's this other stuff. He couldn't just stick to Ann every year.
Exactly.
But that was a red flag.
Exactly. It was like she already had agreements to try to help him, give him more room, some more space. But now I feel like he kind of pushed her boundaries way too far.
He did. Yeah, it was too much. BB Bean says Bill Gates was unaware of the Me Too movement. That's what I'm saying. No, he just didn't give a damn. That's all that it was. Bill Gates didn't care. So it's more. On October 2019, when the relationship between Gates and Epstein burst into public view, Miss French Gates was unhappy. She hired divorce lawyers, setting in motion a process that accumulated this month with the announcement. Ooh, now that is some tea. Now I'm gonna pull this article, but tell me what you think about this. This was the last straw. Epstein was the last straw.
Yeah, that was it. Like, it was just too much. Like, it was just I just couldn't imagine.
Now here's the boys. Is that our man? Is that our boy Big Bill? Okay, New York Times. I'm not buying this, New York Times. You're not getting no money out of me.
Right.
What? I know they're not gonna do this to me right now. Right when I pulled it. Somebody got to create an account. They really pulling it on us.
They did that.
Okay, let me know what you think about this. I got to pull this up somewhere else.
Yes, definitely. So, yeah, you saw the picture and everything.
How do you feel about him being friends with him?
Oh, yeah, I completely agree with Melinda. I understand, like, I definitely wouldn't want to be in love with, I just couldn't be in the same place as a man who would, be friends with somebody that we know has been proven to do some very malicious and heinous things. Like,
I found some tea. Tea. Olivia saying, damn. Oh, I got some ads coming up. Oh my goodness. I hate these like ads. And the screen sharing. Olivia said, I'd leave him too. I think everybody would probably leave Bill Gates. This is more than we signed up for. Money or all. Oh, she'll have enough money. It ain't about the money.
It's not about the money anymore at that point. It's about her sanity, I feel.
Yeah, she can worry about her happiness later, we'll say. So this says right here, those familiar with the matter said Melinda concerns regarding Epstein, who was convinced of soliciting underage in 2008. Dated back as far as 2013 when they first met him. So Epstein was, in my opinion, allegedly, but it's been proven, he was assaulting and touching women and doing all types of weird stuff with underage girls way before Bill Gates even came into the picture. So Melinda was hip to this. They hung in those circles. So this said 2008. Bill started kicking it with him in 2013. Other reports suggest that Bill Gates' ties may date back earlier than 2013. Gates reportedly met Epstein multiple times in 2011, 3 years after his first conviction, including at least 3 meetings in Manhattan at Epstein's townhouse. The New York Times reported 2019 citing interview with more than a dozen people.
I see. Wow. Okay, and there goes the picture.
So that's the picture. And then it was also another article that I saw that was saying Bill Gates thought that Jeffrey Epstein was the ticket to his Nobel Peace Prize. Basically saying that they felt that, this would have been the next thing for Bill Gates if he got with Epstein. Because Epstein was he's a big time man, all the things aside, people still wanted to be around him. He hung with the best of the best. Right. The powerful is powerful, you know?
Exactly.
But so, this is, go ahead.
And that's one thing. It's like, is everybody who, and I only ask this just to be more of just like, I'm not the type of person who like jumps over and go like, this is right, this is wrong. But I also think does everybody that Epstein hang out with, will they unfortunately be cast a negative light on? What if they were just hanging out with them?
You know what? That's you crossed my mind with that really quick. And then you guys, I'm going to get into the comments because we got some comments. It was interesting because they said the way that he met him in Manhattan and then this Nobel Peace Prize headline, Bill probably saw past all the Me Too things, good, bad, or indifferent, to get to the bag and get to further where he wanted. His ticket to a Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. The prize Bill wanted more than anything. Money can't buy that. Technology cannot buy that. Getting a Nobel Peace Prize? This is other things you're doing in your community, doing other things with other businessmen. You know, making those other connections. Yeah. You know, they just don't give a Nobel Peace Prize to anybody.
Exactly.
So it maybe have been on a business tip, but that doesn't mean, you know, Bill has been turning the blind eye. I think that's what's upsetting everybody.
Exactly. It was just like, why would you work with a man who has these accusations against them?
Yeah, it's upsetting, but it's not. Is it surprising? Of course not. Of course not. Okay, so we got some comments. It says, why are they calling Melinda Gates French Gates? I think I never knew her name in general. So I think maybe she went by Melinda French Gates. In general, maybe she went by French Gates, but I don't know. It says Melinda learned from Jeff Bezos' wife. She was probably ahead of Jeff Bezos' wife with this one. They said since October 2019, BBB. It says, I can't believe from Miss Dramatica, one of my beloveds. I cannot believe people trust him with their lives. The vaccine has been planning this all along. Ooh. Then that's when it gets to the too.
Yes. I do believe that that the French Gates, it looks like in the article that it might be her middle name because it says like Melinda French Gates voiced. You know, so I think it probably is just a middle name and it was just, you know.
So she kind of uses it. A lot of people use their names, you know, in those eclectic ways. Livy says the fact that he's so rich and has so much power, people turned a blind eye. For the most part, they kept praising him for his achievements. And look, and according to this article, and we won't stay on this forever, it looks like he was just worried about all of his achievements anyway. You know, this just looks like, I'll read through this really quick. It says Bill Gates enjoyed holding court at Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan mansion, allegedly seeking refuge from his marriage and talking with the sex offender circle of high-profile dinner guests about philanthropy and other worldly topics. So Bill Gates' marriage was already, they say, ixnayed. They said he would go off to go kick it because Melinda already knew 5 years prior what kind of man Bill was. She didn't like him as a person no more.
No, honestly.
So now Bill Gates is saying, I mean, they're saying on here, that Bill would go kick it with him, and he wanted to kick it with Epstein's people. Epstein and Bill were in two different fields. Epstein was business. Yeah. Bill is super geek, super nerd, which is fine, but he's tech, computers, technology. He needed the crossover to get to that Nobel Peace Prize area.
Yeah. And so he set aside all of those just to make him, you know, because he wanted that profit, that business to get to the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yep. And then it says right here, this person said members of the foundation's communications teams were alerted Gates' relationship with Epstein, but were told it was a maneuver to try to get him a Nobel Peace Prize. So Bill trying to network again. He don't care. Bill cared about what he had going on. Melinda was a woman, his wife. Everything was taken care of, honestly. So it wasn't her concern. She had to be concerned about other things. Bill was too far gone to me.
Yeah, honestly. And I don't think that, you know, since he was that powerful, nobody was going to really check him, you know. And the thing is, and that's one thing, is nobody above you to kind of tell you that you might be doing something wrong or this might not be the best for you. You know, nobody's real. Checks and balances. We're all humans and stuff, and I think like when you have that much power, you are more likely to make so bigger mistakes because now there's nobody above you to say, hey, that's wrong.
what's going on? It is nothing. It's no threshold for that. So I'm saying it was way more than that. Miss Dramatica said that anybody see the video of him getting pied? I'm about to look that up. I guess is it a video? You got to give us more context on that. There's a video of Bill Gates getting pied. I don't watch any Bill Gates.
A picture of that.
Oh, you did? Okay, I'll pull that later. Yeah. And then you cannot judge a book by its cover, obviously, because that's how he gets down. I'm gonna just work my way through this a little bit longer. We are aware of the things that were potential reputational risks for the foundation and its co-chairs. Bill and Melinda said the former employee, even back to then, people knew this guy wasn't squeaky clean. Gates thought Epstein would be able to help him. He knew that he would know the right people or some kind of way to massage things so he can get the Nobel Peace Prize. So that's what I'm saying. People will think that money comes with things that you can get, but when it comes down to the Nobel Peace Prize, that's a whole different
ball game.
That's a whole different thing. While I finish up reading this, can you pull up for me what are the credentials to get a Nobel Peace Prize? And I'll read this to everybody else, okay?
Okay, I can pull that up real quick. Yeah.
All right, pull that for us. What are the credentials to get one? Because I want to know now. So this says, I think he was ultimately disappointed. It didn't work out. Obviously, Epstein was known for cultivating the Rolodex of elite contacts from around the globe, billionaires, royal celebrities, this, that, and the third. Honestly, in my opinion, Bill Gates, if he did care about the Me Too, just to, dumb it down for people, to care about the movement or, women getting harassed and all the horrible things Epstein was doing, he would know that Epstein's time would only be for so long. You're going to end up dead or in jail, just like a drug dealer, okay? Same thing when you are a pedophile, okay? Same deal. So, it does suck. So all that for nothing. Now we're dragging Bill during his divorce, and Epstein ain't here no more, and conspiracies theoried away, and Bill's still dealing with the repercussions that he didn't get what he wanted out of it. It wasn't Epstein's money. He had enough money.
Right. Definitely. He definitely had enough money. And then, so I'm looking more into the Nobel Peace Prize and
pandemic. Oh, I've never seen that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I've Googled it up a little bit, and it says a little bit right here. According to Nobel's will, the Peace Prize shall be awarded to the person who in the preceding year shall have done the most or the best work for fraternity between nations, for abolition or reduction of standing armies, and for the holding and promotion of peace congresses. So that's the credentials, right?
And that's nothing Bill Gates had. He probably had everything else but those things. It's being a good person. It's giving back. The philanthropy, the connections. People really see you to be a value and an asset. He can give us internet, but does that make the world go round? Kind of. But to these people, it's a whole different. People who have Nobel Peace Prizes are like authors, scientists, some actors, some people who are like very, real philanthropists, writers, sculpturists, artists, that type of thing.
Exactly. And I feel like I think that with so much power, Bill had a goal to further immortalize himself and his legacy. And so I think that he believed that he deserved a Nobel Peace Prize.
That was it. That was the last thing.
Yes. Yeah, it was a goal for him, and he said, I'm going to reach it. I've reached all my other goals. Why can't I reach this one as well?
Why can't he reach that one as well?
Yeah.
And now all of that mess start coming out, and everybody. So, So that's Bill Gates. That was some tea. We got a couple comments before we debrief on that. Says, so does Bill Gates not care about people? He just wants to win the Nobel Peace Prize. I believe it was just the Nobel Peace Prize, because what else? Why does he need to care about us? He gave us Microsoft and Windows 97, 98, 99. He said, what else do y'all need from me? He did enough. He said, let me have my girlfriend overseas and let me hang out with Epstein and talk about my wife and leave me alone. That's what he's saying.
That's hilarious. Yes.
A mess. That was the last thing. Okay, Mr. Radica says he has a worse reputation because he did dirty dealings with Microsoft, and then all of a sudden he switched his image to to be a philanthropic techie. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he got into it. That's why he wasn't a board member anymore. He was just being a sleazeball, at the end of the day. Maybe he wasn't such an awful person always, but.
And the philanthropy, I guess, be more of like a PR kind of thing.
A front. He had the money for it. At the end of the day, people still need money to do philanthropy. You are really you, but it's then the care about it. It's not you just donating. It's the actual care and effort into something with your philanthropy. You know, people take that serious.
Yes, exactly.
So anyway, that's Bill Gates. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Without the pink Lamborghini, just a race with China. What the race to China, just a race in China. Little bad Trini bitch, but she mixed with China. Real big.